Sometimes in life we always want to know the answers, but it's one thing we gotta know before that, and that's the question.
Hi everybody, my name is Lisa Thoreau. I'm from Strategies for Youth, and I'm here today to play a game called Juvenile Justice Jeopardy. Why did you invite me to this program to play this game with the young people here?
Kind of like those young people that run in those circles really should know a lot more than what they know right now. A lot of them are getting their information from TV, whether it's watching Oz or a couple of these shows where they think that, you know, what's going on there, it's a reality, but it's not.
Where are you going? I think this would be helpful to like all youth in like the city, not just specific people, because like this helps them to know their rights and like how to behave and like how to basically stay away from trouble.
I think everyone should go through this, especially urban youth.
Who is a juvenile in the state of Massachusetts?
Someone who is 21 or under.
Anybody under the age of 17.
What age do you have to be to get a driver's permit?
16.
To purchase a gun legally?
21.
Okay. To purchase alcohol legally?
21.
To get working papers?
14.
Legally consent test?
16.
Tell me about buying cigarettes. How old do you have to be to buy them legally?
21.
Right, we are not sure. 18. Okay. And how old do you have to be tried as an adult?
17.
17. Okay, so you can't even vote on what's happening to you, but it's going to start happening at 17.
We just pursue it, no questions, just do it.
Let me ask you this question. The detectives jump out of an unmarked car, throw Ivel up against the wall, and Pat frisk him. Could they do that legally?
Detectives, they could do whatever they want. Well, not whatever they want, but they have the right to just hop out on people and search them because they're detectives.
A police officer in Boston, from what I was told, is any young person wearing a hoodie in the summertime, that's probable cause for them to pull them over and stop them.
Can a girl be Pat frisked by a male police officer?
No.
Who says no? Raise your hand, please. If a girl is Pat frisked by a male officer and she says, "Get away from me, get away, don't touch me," and hits him like that, that's resisting arrest, assault and battery on a police officer. You're not entitled to a female police officer to Pat frisk you if you're female. I've asked them to pretend that they've got a noise complaint. I'm 15, my mom is upstairs with her boyfriend fighting, and that's probably why the noise complaint came. I'm downstairs on the top step of our triple-decker stoop with my sister, Vanessa, who is well behaved. I have some anger management issues. And the two officers roll up on us. Oh man, here comes the po-po.
What's going on here?
Nothing much.
Nothing much?
We're standing.
I can see that. You got a little wise mouth on you. I just got here and you already giving me attitude. What's the problem?
There's no problem.
Hey,
You're giving me attitude. You're giving me
Excuse me.
attitude.
Do not put your hand in my direction. Excuse me. I need you to stand over here. See, we need to talk to her. I need you to stand over here. Okay? Now, what is the problem?
We got a little attitude here, we got a little problem?
Either I talk and have an attitude.
Hey.
I need you to sit down. I need you to have a seat right here.
I'm not sitting down.
Excuse me. Do not walk away from me.
Do not come near me.
I need
have a gun
assistance.
against you.
Let's go. Let's go.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Thank you. Great job. Has anyone seen this happen in their neighborhood?
Yes.
Who has? Ivel?
You really got two on the floor.
Why? What? I didn't do anything.
You were walking away from them. More yet, you were raising your voice and with them. Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah, in most situations you would have probably got thrown on the floor.
What did I do wrong when I was playing the role of the older sister?
You were being kind of like a smart mouth. You wasn't listening to them. Like you was walking away, so you're not paying attention. And you raised your hand, and just like your whole body language was like, I don't even care that you guys are here.
What did I do? And have you seen this happen, Hector?
Yeah, this happens every day. And the one thing that I think that you did that a cop might find threatening is talking with your hands, just moving your hands a lot.
What could I have been charged with?
Assault and battery.
Assault and battery on a police officer, which is a felony. Remember this list of what to do and not to do? There are a whole array of physical things you can do that will set an officer off. What is an officer looking for when they interact with you?
Respect. Why should we respect them of their authorities when sometimes they don't respect us as a person?
Officers looking for fear instead of respect.
I think sometimes when we come into a situation thinking like that, we don't realize that officers, some of them are good and they are trying to help us.
Natolfa, what could the officer have done to calm me down in that situation?
He could have asked you with why are you reacting that way?
Let's talk about what authority means to an officer. An officer is told their authority is supposed to be respected, okay? And that means compliance with their orders. So they say, sit down, and you sit down.
So we had a domestic violence situation one time in my apartment, and the cops came through, and basically was treating us as if we were the suspects that were doing the domestic violence situation. So it was very aggressive and very disrespectful as far as how he interacted with us. I mean, that's one of many stories that I have.
What does it feel inside you after you've been treated like that?
It feels degrading. It feels like you don't got no power, and like all the power that you thought you had before, like it's gone once the police come. And you kind of feel like they try to push their authority beyond the law.
A lot of times I feel like the way they come off is, it's like they already think you're guilty, and so they talk to you like that. And honestly, it just makes me mad. Like something is like bubbling inside me and I just want to snap, but I've managed to keep my calm.
If an officer, when they're approaching you, and you know how you said, sit down, like, if you respond to them, like, can you please treat me with respect, would that get you in trouble?
It could, with some and not with others. And that's the thing that I mentioned on that sheet of do's and don'ts. If you've had bad experiences with some officers, don't assume the next officer is going to treat you like that. The number one reason you get arrested is for assault and battery. What's assault and battery?
Assault and battery is if you make somebody feel threatened. Battery is if you hit somebody or touch them.
Watch this. Watch this. Now, did you want me to do that? Unwanted touching, that is battery. Now let me ask you this question about self-defense. If Sean is beat down by a group on Monday and he beats a member of the group on Wednesday, can he claim self-defense when he goes and gets arrested?
No.
How many of you have a school resource officer in your school? Okay. Does a school resource officer have the same powers as a street police officer? They can bring charges against you, and some of those charges under the law, a simple fight, for instance, can lead to your indefinite suspension. How many of you have ever been suspended? And what have you been suspended for?
Fighting.
How long does it take to be indefinitely suspended before you get back to school? It takes until your case is resolved in the courts. What happens to a student who's missed school for 3 months, 6 months, 12 months?
You drop out?
Do you have the right to go to another public school if you're expelled from one?
No.
No. How much are you going to earn in a year if you have no high school diploma or GED?
$1,000.
$12,000? You're earning about $17,000 at McDonald's, right? If you work 2 shifts, probably. And over a lifetime, you're earning about $765,000 if you can work your entire lifetime. 70% of the people in the Department of Corrections in Massachusetts have less than 12 years of education. That means they have dropped out of school. How about people with an associate degree or a college degree? How many of them are in our state prisons and jails?
2%.
0.4%. So education kind of inoculates you, right? It makes you healthy. It makes you get certain protections that you wouldn't get otherwise. True or false? When you turn 18, your records get erased. False. So if you've ever gone through juvenile court, all you've had is an adjudication. So let's say, Ivel, you're going to go fill out a job application, and you told us you've been in the system a couple of times, right? Mm-hmm. When it says, have you ever been convicted, what can you say?
I can say no.
You can say no.
How long do you have to wait, like, after you have a record in order for you to get, like, a job? Like,
If you want to get your record sealed so only certain people can see it, you have to wait till 3 years after all your proceedings are done.
Lots of kids don't know how to interact with authority figures. They avoid the police, they're afraid of the police, and so when they see the police, again, they're already processing through these emotional centers, everything is way upregulated, so they're much more anxious, they're much more volatile than they would ordinarily be. So doing things where we help the teenagers themselves start being familiarized with ways to de-escalate stuff and how to use police officers, like everybody else out there, as resources rather than obstacles has been one of the other aspects of this that we found critically important.
This was helpful to me because I've learned that, like, just being around a certain person can get you in trouble. Being in a certain car in a certain area can get you in trouble.
What we learned today, I think, will be useful for my cousin that's in prison right now. He's done 5 years. And when he comes out, I think he should know more about his rights and what he can prevent himself from going into jail again.
I learned about, like, you know, the whole Section 8 thing, like if you have, like, drugs in your house and your mom or your dad has Section 8 and, you know, you get caught, you could lose it, you know.
Well, I actually learned that a public defendant would actually do some type of work for you as far as filing a petition to get your record sealed 3 years after, so that's good to know.
I mean, I learned how you should handle the situation so you won't get charged with, like, assault or something like that.
You still have the right to be silent, like when you're in interrogation room.
The basic stuff that I learned today was, you know, just when it comes down to the police, don't take it up with them. Take it up with the law or the lawyers. And I haven't really heard the information no more, but, like, from growing up, I kind of figured, like, the different ages that you're able to do stuff. And, you know, it gets clear now.
Favorite people were still living. What if that kid's daddy had never gone to prison? You see, he could have been an astronaut. Instead, he hustling and counting all his cash he got. Why he thinks this is the American dream, and him getting close, not a thought.